Hey Aquarius, this is Michael with your June 2022 reading. We have a big month ahead for you, especially with the astrology. I already have your tarot cards out on the table here. Before we dive into today's video, I just want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes, and an extra special thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. I really do apologize that these videos are coming out so late. You may have seen on the community post or community tab on YouTube that I was having some technical issues. I was just having a hard time connecting and, recording myself and getting the intro right. And naturally, after I posted that, I realized that half the videos I did record and managed to get done had no audio. So now I have to re-record all of these. So I'm so sorry they're coming out even later than I thought they would. I just hope that this finds you in divine timing. So thank you so much for your patience and understanding with me there. I don't think I'm alone in kind of the mercurial chaos here either, because I have the moon for you in the past position. Emotions could have been really heightened for you, actually. And maybe there's this sense of uncertainty or just this sense of unclarity, especially in the past month or so in May. We did have an eclipse in the sign of Scorpio while we had this Mercury retrograde, and it feels like a lot of these energies are kind of splashing to the surface or crashing to the shore now, and you may be feeling this at the start of June when you're watching this video. And this is a very interesting kind of segue into this month, because we had Mercury go direct on June 3rd, and we've also had Saturn, your ruling planet, actually go retrograde in your sign. Now, when Saturn goes retrograde, especially this one in particular, it can really feel like just this moment where we kind of have this breakdown where it's like, I can't do this anymore. Something needs to change. Something needs to shift. The way I've been working is not working anymore. And this is very personal for you, being in your first house. And so there might have been a lot of really intense emotions, especially leading up to this aspect. And honestly, I'm kind of getting a sense of betrayal. Some of you may have had a really hard lesson with King of Wands, 10 of Swords, and 5 of Wands in reverse. A lot of childish energy here. And this very much does remind me of Mercury going retrograde in Gemini. This could also be involving a family member, but I could see this equally being someone you may have been seeing kind of casually or kind of a situationship, actually. Like, I'm not getting a full-blown relationship vibe for most of you. And again, this could be a family member, especially thinking about the astrology. The King of Wands is specifically Leo energy, but it could also be Aries or Sagittarius. And 10 of Swords is Gemini energy as well, so it kind of feels like reference to this Mercury retrograde in Gemini. There may have been a very rude awakening. With some person. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of happening now. And it feels like you're just done. You're done with that cycle. You're done fighting for attention or trying to win someone over or trying to win people's affection or support. And we do have the Magician here on the table. And Magician is Mercury energy. It's Gemini and Virgo energy. But I'm really feeling the Gemini energy right now in the astrology. And, Gemini is supposed to be the season, or Gemini season is supposed to be the season about fun and passion for you. And I feel like there is something with manifestation when we talk about the Magician. But to be honest with you, Aquarius, it almost feels like you're trying to bully yourself into feeling better. And you're trying to focus positively. And I see with the 5 of Pentacles as a challenge, It may feel really hard to get support, whether that's being unable to ask for support or perhaps being turned away by people. I want to clarify this Magician card. Why is the Magician here? This is really a time for you to focus on yourself. And with Saturn retrograde in your sign until October 22nd, in a weird way, I ultimately feel like when Saturn is retrograde, it actually helps us focus on the things that matter the most. And it kind of gives us this tunnel vision. We are less attuned to distractions, or we're more attuned to what we need to focus on. We're less aware of distractions. There's just this need to be more disciplined. And for you, there's this big thing with your identity, and it feels like a lot of people don't understand you, especially with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, and even the Five of Pentacles. It feels like your family specifically is not understanding you. And I think this is largely to do with the Taurian energy that we are in. Because we have Venus in Taurus. We had an eclipse in Taurus last month. And it's like you're kind of just manifesting and doing what you can for yourself and focusing on your own happiness, your own desires. But we do have the Nine of Swords here. Again, there's a lot of anxiety and stuff with mental health that's actually coming up for me here. And that does make sense because we do have a new moon in Cancer at the end of this month. We have the sun entering Cancer on the 21st. We begin Cancer season. And this is the sign of your health and your wellness. And this can very well include mental health. Especially if you have Capricorn placements as well, there could be some opposition there. That's making you very, very anxious because these Capricorn energies in your 12th house could really be bringing stuff up with mental health. And it's almost like there's this power with admitting like what your emotions are, or if there's an underlying mental health issue or problem. It's like you're taking ownership of it. You're taking control of your anxiety. And your anxiety may be coming up a lot this month. But it feels like ultimately with the Magician, you're figuring out how to manage or deal with it, and even more so, what your anxiety might actually be trying to teach you or show you. There are a lot of our wounds that are being revealed this month as well, with Chiron and Mars coming together in the sign of Aries. This is happening on the 15th. This is when that energy will peak. And that's the day after the full moon in Sagittarius. And the full moon in Sagittarius is quite literally affecting your social networks and your friendships and your dreams and hopes. And with that full moon, there is a culmination or a completion or a climax of some kind, and that actually could be you figuring out who your friends really are, or honestly, kind of looking at the cards, maybe who your friends aren't. And you could be letting go of certain friendships. But at the same time, it feels like there is a helpful person or a helpful group for you as well. Especially with this full moon forming a sextile with Saturn in your sign. The first part of Saturn retrograde can be really, really hard because it's kind of like the breakdown. It's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Something needs to change. This full moon is kind of working with Saturn And it's sort of helping you integrate and learn these lessons and helping you focus on the things you need to focus on, which in this case is actually your sense of self and your identity and your self-expression and self-love and confidence. And it's like, if you don't have people in your life who can actually support that, they're probably going to be going away. Excuse me. Goodness. Some throat stuff may be coming up here as well. That's so weird. It's seriously crazy. I will do like readings for clients for like hours and I won't have any problems. I feel like I always get throat stuff during these general readings. Some of you could be feeling very choked up or feeling like your manifestations, the things you're trying to speak into existence, are being resisted. And there's almost this energy with the Five of Pentacles where it's like, you might feel like the universe just doesn't have your back or you're being unsupported in a very large or symbolic way. And with this full moon in Sagittarius, it's like you're going to realize where the support is actually coming from in your life. And maybe that's the sense of betrayal that I was picking up on as well. And it's kind of like not a great month for your relationships, if I'm being honest, Aquarius, because we have this energy in Taurus with your family that feels kind of like there's some turbulence there. And that's squaring off against your energy. It's in conflict with your energy, perhaps. And we also have this full moon in Sagittarius in the 11th house where there could be this kind of truth bomb or this kind of moment or breaking point with your friends. Maybe it forges friendships for some of you. And again, it shows you who your true friends really are. But it's like, I'm just getting this feeling of being unsupported and feeling like no one can hear you or listen to you or handle your truth. And I feel like the people you do want to connect with, the people you are connecting with, are people who actually support your growth and your journey. And they help you figure out how to create what you want. And I feel like some of you are actually finding a mentor this month. Amidst all of this chaos, it might actually be helpful for you to connect with someone. And this could be a therapist with a magician, specifically Gemini, Virgo energy, or just some sort of mentor. Maybe this is a spiritual mentor, especially with the magician here. And some of you are actually having a hard time asking for help from this person or reaching out. For the future, we do have the King of Swords and Queen of Wands, and I like to see this because I see your energy very much as the King of Swords. This is one of your indicator cards. Can also indicate late degree Capricorn, as well as Gemini or Libra, but this is very much your energy, and it's showing up side by side with this Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy, could also be Leo or Sagittarius. And feels like there's kind of a partnership here. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even get a romantic partnership. That's not to say that it couldn't be that. But there's someone who's very, very confident, very, very passionate, who's helping you. And we were talking about with this energy, it's like whoever stays in your life this month, whoever you stay connected to, is someone who's helping you grow and helping you with this sense of self and self-expression. If I were reading this spread to a younger person and I saw the Five of Pentacles, I would almost wonder if you're like being kicked out of your home or feeling estranged from your family with the Five of Pentacles. But it feels like there's someone here. Maybe this is another family member or a mentor. It kind of feels older than you in this case. Who's supportive of you. Let's see here. That's too many. Let's shuffle again. Let's clarify some of this energy here. And Venus is clashing in Taurus with Saturn in your sign on the 18th. And there really could be this thing with money. I feel like money or resources or your general sense of stability or security could be threatened this month, or that's something that feels challenging to you this month. And that could very well be coming from family or pertaining to home as well. There could be some unexpected expenses this month that are going towards your home. I could also see financial arguments or people fighting over finances or resources. Maybe something like a will. There's a lot of very egotistical energy that I feel like you're leaving behind. And we have the Judgment card. There is a calling for something greater. And it feels like there's just a lot of truth that is being dropped in your life right now, kind of a truth bomb. And there may be people coming back from the past, people you had conflict with, people who betrayed you or betrayed your trust in some way. And I feel like the advice here is for you to stay in your power and to keep your boundaries. And as we're entering Cancer season, this is very focused on your wellness and health. And some of you are focused on your routines. Wow, interesting. The Seven of Swords with the Hierophant in reverse. This does make me feel like there's family members who may be spying on you or following something on social media, or maybe just other people. It doesn't have to be family, but I'm kind of getting that vibe. Could also be an ex-partner, especially someone you were once married to, someone you divorced. It feels like if there are people who are trying to come back from the past to cause more problems, I don't think they're going to be successful. You're going to catch this. Other people will see this at this point. And with this new moon kind of squaring Jupiter in Aries, for you specifically, this is kind of like your words not being aligned with your actions, especially when it comes to taking care of yourself and your wellness. But it is kicking off a new cycle for you taking better care of yourself, self-care, self-love. And this Knight of Cups comes in and it feels like that self-love. And Venus is entering Gemini. There could be people you're connecting with, there could be new relationships, but honestly, feels kind of turbulent for that right now. This new moon in Cancer really is a good time for you to take care of yourself. And Neptune is going to be going retrograde in Pisces the same day that we have this new moon. And when Neptune goes retrograde, it's like a veil is lifted. We can see things very clearly. We can make lucid assessments with things. Neptune can be very foggy. And it's like the fog is being lifted. And for you, this is actually regarding finances. So you could be seeing your finances. There could be something that's sobering for you there. And you kind of have to get real about your finances, so to speak. And this is also kind of Pisces energy, this Knight of Cups. I'm almost wondering if people are trying to take money from you. Or to benefit from you in some way. They're trying to get something out of you. And I feel like part of this Neptune in retrograde, you're going to kind of see who these people might be. Damn, Aquarius. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Hold on to your resources. Things may feel tight and uncomfortable, but ultimately the Four of Pentacles is actually kind of assuring to me, because it's like you have what you need to get by, you'll be able to make it through. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles, it's like you actually do have some financial gain, but you're really holding on to it. So that can kind of be like, ooh, I finally have this money, I need to save this. You may need to be saving your money. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles is being overly frugal, but in this case, I actually don't feel like that's how this energy is manifesting for you. And you may feel very guarded, and honestly, for good reason. But don't lock everybody out either. Don't build walls so no one can get in. Find the relationships that are supportive for you. Find the people who can help you. The Emperor and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. Yeah, this feels like someone is trying to take from you. Someone is being very controlling from you. There may even be a person who's very much kind of in a relationship like financial abuse with you. Maybe this is a work situation. Maybe this is... maybe this is like a partner. And figuring out where to ask for help. I am also thinking of the eclipse that we had in Scorpio. Some of you could have had a shift happen at your workplace or with your job, potentially even losing a job. And that could be why finances are feeling really scary right now. But I think you'll come out of this. And honestly, I feel like if you did lose a job, it felt like you got out of a pretty bad situation, if I'm being honest. Looking at this past energy, it's like, well, it seems like there was a lot of ego, a lot of very selfish, narcissistic behavior, honestly, is what I'm really seeing. I feel like a lot of you have been dealing with narcissists. Yeah, there's a blessing here in disguise with the Four of Cups. Whatever situation didn't work out for you, and whatever situation you kind of had to leave behind, was ultimately in your best interest. And I know that feels very backhanded because honestly, the energy feels very unstable. It feels very unsupported. But you're moving into something better. There are people who care about you and support you, Aquarius. And you might not see that with the Four of Cups. High Priestess. Focusing on your intuition. Listening to your intuition. Being between lives right now. Being between worlds. This is also technically kind of a Cancer card because the High Priestess is the moon. And so I'm thinking of this new moon in Cancer again, being this new beginning for you. I want to pull an animal card. What is the animal wisdom for Aquarius? We have the bat. Yeah, there are some things that just need to end. And it feels like there's relationships that are ending, to be honest with you. Could be friendships, could be family members, really could be anything. But then there's the dolphin. Don't do this alone. Find the people who you are on a similar wavelength to. Reach out. Look for those connections. Dolphin represents, again, intuition with this High Priestess on the table. And dolphins often travel together. They often travel in pairs within pods. So reaching out for support. And this energy feels very, very lonely, but sometimes when you're in this lonely headspace, it is like this Four of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, Four of Cups. You forget or don't see the people you can reach out to. Especially if you have been isolated from people. I'm getting this kind of controlling energy that I don't love. But this is ultimately all about you prioritizing yourself and your own needs and having boundaries. But boundaries doesn't mean that you can't have closeness either. Boundaries means that you have yourself and another person too. You're not compromising yourself. You're not letting your needs go to stay in a relationship. And maybe that's what this kind of energy was in the past. Anyways, Aquarius, I think those are all the messages I have for you. I am sending you some energy and some healing your way right now. I'm wishing you all the best. I think you will get through this. And it's important to ask for help. But I think that's coming. Anyways, all of my links are in the description box down below if you'd like to book a reading or Reiki session with me. And again, the astrology blog also on my website is linked down below. You can find pretty much everything in the description box. And you may want to check the videos for your rising or moon sign if you haven't already done that. I especially recommend rising sign for the astrology here. And I will see you all in the next video. I'm wishing you all the best. You'll make it through if you're having a hard time. And I'm sending you all my blessings and love. Take care, Aquarius.